So, Mark, I guess the headline now is that there is more evidence, a preponderance of evidence, suggesting that CTE can be developed by playing sports other than football.
Right. Jeremy, Steve and I decided that we really wanted to take a look at what is the state of the science at this point. It's been a lot has happened over the last decade, obviously, and we've been talking to various folks along the way about this. And at one point we were talking to Dr. Walter Korashek, who's one of the leading officials at the NIH, and he was talking about how the research is really, he's losing sleep over it. And it was causing him great concern about how much more common the prevalence of this seemed to be in the general population, at least according to new research. So we started to look at that, and there are a number of studies we looked at. The most notable is one is out of the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida. And what they did was they looked at their brain bank, and they basically studied the brain bank and tried to figure out if they could find who had played contact sports, men they were looking at, and of those, who had this degenerative disease called CTE. And when they did their study and narrowed down the list and found who'd played contact sports by looking at obituaries and medical records, they ended up finding that a third of the brains that they had studied, 21 of 66, almost a third, had this neurodegenerative disease called CTE. And so, that raised, at least to them, great concerns about the prevalence of this, not just amongst pro football players, which we often talk about. This is a look at the general population, and I think that was what was startling to Dr. Korashek and others.